We have new news about the World Cup and Iran. After all this will they, won't they, should they that surrounded the Iranian soccer team, as we close in on the start of the World Cup, the question of how welcome Iran will be playing and staying in the very country that is bombing them, which that bombing is likely to distract from President Trump's relationship to Jeffrey Epstein. Some of the concern over Iran has now dissipated because there are new details coming out of Mexico City. The president of Mexico has agreed to provide hotel rooms to the Iranian national soccer team because the United States has pretty much threatened them. Look, we know that Iran qualified for the World Cup way back in March 2025. They were assigned to play their 3 group games in American soil. 2 in LA, 1 in Seattle. And they were supposed to be based out of Tucson, Arizona. And then Trump bombed them. We started that war back in February with roughly, 3,500 Iranians dead by the latest count, more than 26,000 wounded. Their supreme leader taken out. And our president, the taco-in-chief, was asked back in March whether Iranian players should still come to the United States to play. And on the record, he said that they shouldn't come for their own safety. Was that a threat? I mean, you have the President of the United States saying that on American soil, at an event the United States is hosting, he can't personally guarantee the safety of one of the qualifying national teams. From Americans, inside America. I mean, look, you have absolutely lost Iran at that point. And I'm not talking about the war. I'm not talking about the bombing. You have lost in the sense that you can't host a multinational sporting event in the country you're co-hosting because you started a pew-pew war with one of the participants. And then you can't vouch for the safety of their players if they walk through customs at LAX. So FIFA, trying to find a solution here, called Mexico. And this is what the Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum, said at her daily morning press conference on Monday.
Estados Unidos no quiere que la selección iraní se quede a pernoctar en Estados Unidos. Nos preguntaron, pero sí van a jugar los 3 partidos allá. Entonces nos preguntaron, ¿pueden pernoctar en México? Y dijimos, sí, sin problema, no tenemos ningún problema.
We have no problem. So Mexico is going to host the team that we are actively bombing, and all it does is further shift the center of gravity in international football south of our border on a moment that is supposed to be our proudest moment, the global stage of the World Cup. And now Iran's national team is going to have to sleep in Mexico, eat breakfast in Mexico, and then bus across the United States border for a game, win or lose, and then travel back across the United States border to go back to sleep in Mexico. I guess they're going to have no issues crossing the wall that Mexico totally paid for. Look, this is the first World Cup in modern history where a visiting team will have to commute through customs with armed guards just to play in front of Americans in stadiums that Americans are paying for, yet they are sleeping at and spending money in another country. Why? Because President Trump, the host country, can't promise that Iranians won't get hurt. And look, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Marco Rubio, added a fun little wrinkle. He said Iran's players, they'll be welcome at the tournament. But individuals with ties to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps could face entry restrictions. Translated, we might not let some of their players in. So at the same time, we are the country hosting them, we are the country bombing them, and we are the country deciding on an individual basis, one passport at a time, which member of their team gets to enter. I've got $20 that says that we deny entry to one of their starters, presumably their striker, 48 hours before kickoff? And they're going to pretend it was just paperwork. One of the guys I listen to on things like this, a guy I have a lot of respect for, David Sampson, hosting one of the smartest sports podcasts out there, Nothing Personal is what it's called. He's the former president of the Miami Marlins. He has been hammering FIFA all year and making the same point. We bid for this. We won this. This tournament is here. And we are not going to be able to host this the way that every previous host country has hosted it, even the ones with horrible, horrible human rights records. Why? Because we are literally bombing the home country of one of the teams. And that's why I need you to hit that notification icon, because we have a few more days of pre-tournament humiliation to chew through before the opening match in Mexico City, June 11th. And this is just the preamble.